Got to be real.
Yo guys, what's going on? So again, I apologize for the video quality. You know, I usually give you good quality videos, but I don't know, man, I can't be asked today, man. I've got a lot of other stuff to do, and you're lucky even getting this, so you can't follow me joking. You know how I love you guys. Geale wasn't a test for Triple G, in my opinion. I said this before, that it's an easy fight for Triple G. People like, watch out for that right hand. People like, this is a good test for Gennady Golovkin. I told you guys, yeah, that this is not a good test for Triple G. It's an easy fight. People were like, oh no, this is a good fight, Geale is a hard fight. No, it's not. It's an easy fight for Gennady Golovkin. And the thing is that with Gennady Golovkin, he's a tremendous fighter. I don't think that... Let's talk a little bit about this fight though. Geale was never an opponent who was going to pose a threat to Gennady Golovkin. I mean, he's hardly fought out of Australia. When he has, he's lost. He lost 2 fights. Against any sort of decent opposition, he lost. I mean, I'm watching a replay right now. Gennady Golovkin took a flush punch off Geale. And the thing is, I would personally like to see Gennady Golovkin tested at 160 against Saul Alvarez, but I don't think Saul Alvarez is willing to move up to 160 and fight Triple G unless the fans really demand it. And I don't think the fans are going to really demand it, because I think the fans are going to be split between Cotto and Triple G for Canelo Alvarez next. I think that people don't give Canelo enough credit. I think that Gennady Golovkin will be on the front foot against Canelo. We know Canelo can punch hard, and I think if Canelo moves up to 160, he can punch even harder. I think that Canelo can box as well. When he wants to, Canelo can box. I personally think that Triple G could beat Canelo Alvarez, but you know, I don't do my pre-fights until near the fight. And this was just an easy fight for Gennady Golovkin. I thought this before the fight. I told you it was an easy fight for Gennady Golovkin. That's why I didn't find the need to do a specific video on it. I just tweeted well before the fight numerous times. I told you guys, I've been telling you for about a couple of weeks now, this is a fight, easy fight for Triple G. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that. You know what, give me a second, put his volume down, man. Oh, I don't even know where it is. But, yeah, so, just give me a sec, man. Let me just turn this volume down, guys. Hold on. And do you know what the funny thing is, right? I was watching on Sky Sports, right? And Sky Sports were like... Sky Sports were saying... Oh, that's some real good showboating done by Geale. I swear to you, man. Sky Sports know, and in the UK, know nothing about boxing. These commentators know nothing about boxing. See, Gennady Golovkin, I told you guys on Twitter that I'm going to tell you what I truly think of him after the fight. And here's my opinion on Gennady Golovkin. It's very simple. I think that Gennady Golovkin at this weight class cannot be beaten. But I think that I think the reason for that is his power. I think that his power is too much to handle at this weight class. I think that if he moves up to face Andre Ward, he will get outboxed. Excuse me. I think if Ward fought him at a catchweight, I think Triple G could take him out by knockout. But I don't see him being able to move up the weight classes and dominate them weight divisions unless he can carry his power up, because I don't think he's the best boxer. I think that Gennady Golovkin is just a tremendous puncher. He knows how to cut the ring off really well, and he's got a decent defense, and he doesn't get caught flush all the time. I think the next test for Gennady Golovkin, I really think I would like to see Canelo Alvarez, but do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think that Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G is going to happen. I personally feel that Canelo might fight Triple G, or he might fight Cotto, or he might fight, was it James Kirkland that was getting thrown in the mix? I don't want to see that fight against James Kirkland, personally. I think there's bigger fights to be made. Let's see how HBO hype him up. Oh, forget these guys, man. They just talk absolute shite. Look, man, the guy can cut the ring off. The guy's brilliant at cutting the ring off. The guy takes his time. The guy's got timing. The guy's got power. But he is not... No, Geale was not the best. I think that the Curtis Stevens fight was a better challenge. You see, Geale... The majority of his fights have been in Australia, and he's lost 2 fights in his career on top of that. Gennady Golovkin, for me, I don't like the opponents he's fighting. I don't rate them. I didn't rate Geale in the beginning. I would only be impressed when he faces a name in Canelo, a name in even. I don't think Cotto's a name for Gennady Golovkin. I think Cotto's too light for Gennady Golovkin. That for me is not a fight I want to see. Cotto's a good fighter, but I mean he weighed in at 155 in his last fight. Does he pose any sort of threat against Gennady Golovkin? I mean, how would he fight against Gennady Golovkin on the back foot? Gennady Golovkin cuts the ring off, knocks him out. Fights on the front foot. Hell no, not enough power on to fight Gennady Golovkin on the front foot. Cotto cannot pose any threat to Triple G. Threats to Triple G's and them 3 weight classes is Canelo Alvarez on 154 and Andre Ward. You see, Triple G, before he knocked Geale down, he got caught flush. If that was Canelo that caught Triple G, what? This is not the game. This fight. Borat, my name Borat. I like Triple G. He's cool. I'm a fan of Triple G now. I think he's a really good fighter. But the only thing that I'm not keen on about Triple G, he's not fighting. He needs to, and I don't know if it's his fault or not, but I think he needs to fight the bigger names out there. I thought, you see, people are saying that he's fought good fighters and that. Yeah, no doubt he's fought good fighters. Put the light on so you can see me properly. I look blick, man. Hold on. Yeah, so I think that with Triple G, I want to see him fight Saul Alvarez next or Andre Ward. I think they're the 2 fighters who can cause him some sort of trouble. Hell, do you know who else would be a really good fight for Triple G? Erislandy Lara. I think Lara would be a really good fight for Triple G, but I think Triple G could. I think Triple G will stop Lara because if they fought at 160. I want Cotto. See, this is what I'm saying. You just said that I want Cotto. That is an easy fight for Triple G. That is an easy fight for Triple G. I'm telling you, Gennady Golovkin takes Cotto out. I don't care how good Cotto looked against Martinez. Martinez was a shot 1 fighter. His knees were gone, and that's the reason Cotto looked as devastating as he did. I don't care if Cotto's under Freddie Roach. He might be. It might have improved him. It might give him a chance against Canelo, but it does not give him a chance against Triple G. Triple G is a good fighter, but I can't rate his level of opposition. I don't think he's fought any sort of big, huge. I mean, who is Geale, Curtis Steves? Who are these guys he's faced? I mean, they're decent fighters. They're good fighters in the weight class. They're one of the best. But, I mean, pound for pound, where are they on the rankings? That's what you've got to question. I want to see him against Canelo. I don't want to see Cotto fight Triple G. I do not want to see that fight. If that fight gets made, I'm going to be a bit angry. Let me think. Comment section below. Subscribe as always. I want to see Triple G versus Canelo or versus Andre Ward, but I don't think he's going to take them fights. I don't think Canelo takes that fight, and he's not going to move up to face Andre Ward. So we probably will get stuck with Cotto versus Triple G, and we will get stuck with Kirkland versus Canelo. And for me, they're not the best fights. I want to. I told you the 2 fights I want to see, but they're not going to happen. Like I said, I told you so, guys. You know, you need to listen to me. I've got I got. When Dan Alexander fought Hisoto Grass and there was a triple header, I got all 3 right there. 3 fights in one night right. I got I told you about which fights have there been recently? I don't know, man. I've got the recent ones correct anyway. Canelo Alvarez versus Lara. I told you exactly how that was gonna go. I told you beforehand that Lara cannot possibly win this fight in any fashion, irrespective of, even if he does edge it a little bit, they will never give it to Erislandy Lara anyway, right? And I've still had Canelo Alvarez winning the fight, but you know, everyone scores in different ways, and you know, it is what it is. People have their own opinions. Me personally, I give it to Canelo, but you know, I told you guys that Erislandy Lara is not going to win a competitive fight, and you know, at the end of the day, Canelo won that fight, and that was that. So I told you about that fight. I've told you about numerous fights. I think there has been about a good 6 fights in a row I've told you about, and you all need to subscribe to my channel, people. But I'm very impressed with what's gone on, and with Triple G, I thought he looked very impressive in this performance, but the quality of opposition for me was not there. I'm sorry. Geale might be a world champion, but you know, who has he fought and beat that was exceptional? Does he have a Cotto, a Canelo, a Lara on his record? No, he doesn't. So I want to see Triple G against one of them 3 fights. I want to see him against Canelo, Lara, or Ward, but they're not the fights that are going to happen. Fights that are going to happen will probably be Cotto versus Triple G and Kirkland versus Canelo. You heard it here first in a bit.